So to change then, to truly change, is to think greater than your environment, to think greater than the circumstances in your life, to think greater than the conditions in your world. And every great person in history already knew this. Whether it was William Wallace, or Mahatma Gandhi, or Martin Luther King, or Joan of Arc, they all had a vision. The Wright brothers had a vision of the future. Couldn't see it, couldn't smell it, couldn't taste it, couldn't feel it, but to them it was alive in their minds. So can you believe in a future that you can't see or experience with your senses yet, but you've thought about enough times in your mind that your brain is literally changed to look like the event has already occurred? The latest research on neuroscience and neuroplasticity says it's absolutely possible. You can change your brain just by thinking. And can you fall in love with a future possibility or potential that exists in the quantum field? And can you emotionally embrace that future reality before it's made manifest? To such a degree that your body, as the unconscious mind, begins to believe it's living in that future reality in the present moment, and you're signaling new genes in new ways so that your body begins to change to look like the experience has already occurred? The latest research in epigenetics says it's absolutely possible. So if your brain and body are physically changed by thought alone to look like the experience has already occurred, there's physical evidence in your body to look like the event has already occurred, then relax. Because the event is going to find you. And it's going to come in a way that you least expect. Now, why does it come in a way that you least expect? Because if you can expect it, it's nothing new. It's got to rock your world. It's got to catch you off guard, and it's got to leave no doubt that what you did inside of you produced some result outside of you. And when you can correlate the changes you've made inside of you with the effect you produced outside of you, you'll pay attention to what you did, and you'll do it again. And that's called human empowerment. And so then, if you're not in the process every single day separating yourself from your external environment, that's what meditation does. By you closing your eyes and disconnecting from your external environment, you're removing the stimulation. You're setting your body down and asking it to no longer do anything to reaffirm its identity. And if you do that properly, you'll have a moment where you'll get beyond time. And in all the research that we've done in the last 2.5 years, I can tell you that you are at your absolute best when you get beyond yourself. We have studied over thousands and thousands of brain scans of people during meditation. And when you get to that elegant moment where you forget about yourself, that is when you're the most powerful. That is when you begin to connect to a greater intelligence. So then, if you're not in the process of creation, then for the most part, your personal reality is creating your personality. And we wind up being victims to the circumstances in our life. And so, when we began to look at people in the state of meditation, over and over again, we saw that when you analyze your life within the emotion that you're feeling, that is a familiar emotion, and those emotions are derived from the hormones of stress, every single time you will make your brain worse. In other words, emotions are the record of the past. And familiar emotions then keep you anchored to the past. So if you're reacting to someone or something in your life and you're emotional, and you don't know how to control your emotional reactions, and those emotions are driving certain thoughts, then for the most part you're thinking in the past. Now, when you're in that state where you are vigilant, or anxious, or aggressive, or frustrated, or impatient, and you're living by that constant state, your body, as the unconscious mind, begins to believe it's in the experience from the past. Because your body does not know the difference between an actual experience in your life that creates an emotion and an emotion that you can create by thought alone. To the body, it's exactly the same. So if thoughts are the language of the brain and feelings are the language of the body, and how you think and how you feel creates a state of being, and you're waking up every single morning being defined by the familiar feeling that you call you, that familiar feeling then keeps you in the past. So then, in order for you to truly change yourself and experience some type of transformation, you have to forget about your body in meditation. You have to forget about your identity. You have to forget about things. You have to get beyond places and get beyond time. You have to go from somebody to nobody. From someone to no one. From something to nothing. From somewhere to nowhere. From some time to no time. And in that place where you truly dissociate from your body, environment, and in time, that is the moment you begin to connect to a greater consciousness. And your self then, the self that is consciousness, begins to merge with a greater consciousness, and the brain starts to work in a more holistic fashion. And so people who begin to the process of meditation, they're moving and they're struggling and they're fatigued and they're having difficulty and pain in their body. That's because 95% of who you are by the time you're 35 years old is a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, beliefs, perceptions, and attitudes that function just like a computer program. You've done something so many times over and over again that your body knows how to do it better than your conscious mind. It's 95% of who you are. So now you're going to sit the body down, and the body's been the mind, and the moment you sit it down, what do you think it's going to want to do? It's going to want to get up and do what it knows how to do. And you're saying, stay, stay. And then it settles down for a moment, and then it wants to do something else. And every single time you notice some propensity, some urge, some emotion that comes up in your meditation, and you want to open your eyes and you want to quit, and every time you don't do that, and you settle yourself back down into the present moment, you're reconditioning your body to a new mind. And if you keep doing that over and over again, the animal, the body, will finally surrender to a greater mind. And when that occurs, there is a liberation of energy. And we've measured that energy around people's bodies when they truly slip into the present moment. And when they do that properly, their body is no longer anchored to the past. So habits are actions from the past. A habit is a redundant, automatic, unconscious set of thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through frequent repetition. If you keep doing something over and over again, your body will do it automatically. And if feelings and emotions are the end product of past experiences, and you live by the same feelings every single day, and those feelings drive certain thoughts, and those thoughts create certain feelings, and those feelings drive certain thoughts, then your body literally is in the past. And you cannot create a new future holding on to the emotions of the past. So when you settle your body into the present moment during a meditation, and it is angry or impatient or frustrated or discouraged, and you're aware of it, and you keep bringing it back to the present moment, you're liberating your body from those states. And when that occurs, when the body truly relaxes into the present moment, it is no longer living in the past.